Welcome back to Jesus Wore Birks, the podcast. We are 2 episodes away from the end of the season, and honestly, what a season it's been. It's been so much fun, and I can't believe that we have almost finished already, but I'm really excited for what we've done so far. Last week, we looked at what Jesus actually stood for and whether or not that has any relevance to nowadays. So if you haven't checked that episode out, I would recommend you go have a look, and that is linked down below. This week, I'm with 2 people who unexpectedly became some of my closest friends. So the first one is Azaria, who is a uni graduate, qualified nurse, an amazing bar, pub, club manager, and just doing everything. And the second one is Ella, who is also a uni graduate, qualified midwife, and if that wasn't enough, a future doctor. So basically the people that your mom tells you that you should be like. So sorry, mom, but if you can't be them, befriend them is the next best thing, I guess. So before I introduce this week's topic, I'll give you guys the floor. Ella, from your point of view, how did we meet?
Oh, I remember. It was at church, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I was thinking of doing Alpha. I was talking to one of the pastors. I told her that I did athletics, and she said, "Oh, you met Alex? She's a big athletics girl." And she just introduced us.
Cool.
Never looked back.
And then you guys actually knew each other before that. So
yeah.
Azaria, what's the story of how you and Ella met?
She lived in the same block as me in my first year of uni, and then second year and third year she was my housemate. Very, very brief, but it was fun times.
It was good times.
Fun
Good
times.
times.
And they hid this information from me for weeks.
What do you mean? You never asked. You got to ask the questions to get the answers.
Yeah, absolutely.
So today we're going to be looking at what meaning and purpose look like from a spiritual and secular lens, and how doubt fits into belief and non-belief. So, big sentence, lots to unpack, but we're going to start super basic and just build from there. You guys can vouch for the fact that I said no question off limits, right?
Absolutely.
So we'll see what happens. I actually genuinely have no idea what questions are coming my way, but that's the fun and the beauty of the space that we've created. Hopefully they're not too mean.
Find some bad questions now. We'll think on the fly.
Damn. So obviously we spoke briefly about Alpha because that's how we met, but just so that everyone knows where we're coming from, what would you describe your religious backgrounds as?
I grew up in a Christian family, went to church since I was a baby, got stuck into the church, but then I had a kind of era of my life just before, like in college, start of uni, where I was like, nope, religion's not for me, not my vibe. And then in uni, one of my flatmates decided, actually, no, come to church with me. So I did. And that's how I got stuck back into the church. And I'm finding my faith as my faith instead of my parents.
Nice.
So, yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I think mine was quite similar to yours, really, in that I kind of grew up with one half of my family atheist, one half Christian, which was really kind of tricky to navigate. But as a child, I think I kind of would have defined myself as a Christian. And then through kind of my teenage years, I think I kind of, strayed from that a little bit. I didn't have as close a relationship with God. But then kind of since coming to uni, I was invited back to church, kind of through like an outreach, and came back and like haven't really looked back since. So
Nice.
Yeah,
That's really cool that both of you have similar but different perspectives. And it also seems like with you guys both coming back to faith a bit at uni, it means that you can resonate a bit more with these feelings of like faith, doubt, meaning, because it was quite recent. Yeah. And you guys know what my story is, so yeah. Do you feel the ice has been adequately broken, or would you like another question?
I think we're broken. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, let's go.
We could do another question. I don't
Go
mind.
for the question.
Go
Shoot.
to your coffee order,
Well, it depends on where I'm going for coffee.
a coffee shop.
Yeah, but like... So if I was going... I mean, recently it's been hot chocolate,
Okay.
if I'm being honest.
Fair.
I went to B&M and I bought, like, you get the boxes of hot chocolates.
Yeah.
I bought 2 of them, so
Okay.
yeah, I'm a hot chocolate girly right now.
We are in hot chocolate season.
We are, exactly.
Ella?
Mine's exactly the same.
Yes!
But I've been a hot chocolate girlie for life. I'm not a coffee girl by any means. Although recently I've been into chai lattes.
I love a
Ooh.
chai
So
latte.
there we go.
I love a chai latte.
A chai latte is literally just a tea, like a tea latte,
Yeah.
though. I don't get it.
It's like Christmas
Chai
in a cup.
is tea.
No,
It
yeah,
is.
I know, but it's Christmas in a cup.
Christmas?
Yes, that's what it tastes like.
Cinnamon.
Ginger.
And
Yeah.
you guys are weird.
Could do a podcast episode on that.
Friendship
But anyways. So when I throw the words meaning and purpose out to you, what does that look like in your daily life?
It's tricky, but I think for me, and I'm sure you can kind of relate to this, like my job is like a big part of what I think about when I think what's my purpose.
What's your job?
At the moment, I'm a midwife. Yeah, so I think for me, it's very much, I always knew I wanted to go into healthcare because I wanted to help people, and I kind of always felt I was drawn to that. I never saw myself doing anything else. So for me, and I think it has been a little bit more kind of consolidated since I've come back to faith, but I think for me, that's kind of where I find my purpose and where I feel like I kind of have, meaning is kind of through that.
Yeah. So your purpose is helping people?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully having a positive impact, on people's lives, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I haven't really thought about my purpose because it's kind of depressing. But like my purpose isn't. I'm just living life, hopefully a godly way, but I'm not too sure about that. But we're working on it.
Fair.
As for, I don't know. I agree. Helping people is probably one of my biggest purposes, but then also it's like it's not the thing that I want to be doing forever. So it's not helping people. So I don't really know. In my daily life.
But maybe you're helping people day to day anyway.
And you
Without
are,
realising.
you are. I think
Just being that positive person.
I am role model here.
Yeah.
Yeah. But equally, I do think, we like throughout our lives, our purpose or our, impression of what our purpose is kind of changes and evolves,
For sure.
As we grow and as, the people that we surround ourselves with and, the things that we're doing change.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think at, the ripe old age of 21, 22, it's difficult to really know.
Yeah, definitely. Has there ever been a time when you thought you were kind of completely set on like what your purpose was and then life just threw you a crazy curveball? And what brought you back to, okay, that is my purpose? Or did you find that you didn't come back to that?
Well, when I started uni, my purpose was to be a nurse, to help people live their lives to the fullest, to create a positive impact. And then I realised I don't want to be a nurse.
That's so
like,
fair.
I do want to be a nurse, but it's one of those things that I can't do like 7 days in a row or like crazy overtime. Like, I think it's having like that work-life balance, but like helping people isn't my sole purpose, and I'm trying to find the rest of my purpose. So I'm coming back to find it, but...
Fair. Any hints on what the rest of it might be?
Oh, I don't know. Feeding people.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing baker.
Yeah, crazy cakes. I was going to open my own bakery.
She was great to live with.
All I'm saying is that
I got told by my flatmates I couldn't make any more cakes because they were getting too fat.
I knew you for how long, and why did nothing come through the doors?
Oh, I'll send you some. Next day delivery. Straight
That
to you.
doesn't sound super convincing, but I'll take your
I
word
think
for it.
Birthday cake. I'll make you a birthday cake.
My birthday's gone.
Christmas cake. Christmas cake.
Okay, this is like a question that I think a lot of people have, particularly myself. Do you think being a Christian makes you more or less sure of your purpose?
I don't know if it necessarily makes me more sure of my purpose, but I feel like it almost gives me reassurance as to kind of, yes, I'm on the right track, whatever that may be. I think the kind of idea of like God's plan and everything is kind of, I'm kind of on this trajectory that's kind of, like his will reassures me that yes, I am kind of fulfilling my purpose in what I'm doing. And I feel like as long as I kind of, walk in that faith, I can be reassured that I'm kind of fulfilling that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had something to say, but I've completely forgotten. What was I going to say? I feel like when you become a Christian, your life becomes like you try and live your life according to how it's laid out in the Bible. So like your kind of purpose, I don't think it kind of solidifies a purpose, but you kind of live your life more to the way that Jesus and God would want it, and then that in a way becomes a purpose. But yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think that being a Christian helps me to put order and faith into the chaos that comes with life. So when I went away from Christianity and did my own thing, and things went badly, then it's on me, and that's just happened, and what do I do next?
Yeah.
Whereas being a Christian, the change in that is that whilst bad things still happen and life doesn't go the way that I want it to sometimes, and it is just a complete curveball, I have the knowledge that you were kind of talking about, Ella, that if it's not done yet, then God's not finished. If it's not good, then there's something else, and he's obviously written this plan for me, so I just need to keep following him and it's going to be fine in the end. Whereas before that, it was just like, oh, you know, I just broke my leg, guess that's just it now, type thing. And yeah, that is a question I have. I don't know if you guys, either of you, would be able to answer it, but when you didn't have faith, how did you put meaning to the chaos that happens in life?
I don't think I did, really. And it's like you said, I think, you know, something bad happens and actually you can't kind of justify it. You can't kind of find reasoning in it. It's just bad.
Yeah.
And actually, I think, you know, having kind of come back to faith, you know, now when something goes wrong, you know, like we kind of said, you know, there is that idea that actually it's not necessarily a bad thing. Actually, you know, it's like one door's closed and another's opened. And it's kind of just like a redirection, you know, because it was kind of always meant to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like also then that brings the old question of why do bad things happen to good people? And I don't think
What a question.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, it's one of those things that you can't answer and you can't always put meaning to it.
No.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the frustrating things about being a Christian.
Yeah.
Is that there are some things that you just can't answer that don't make sense. And I guess we're expected to say, okay, we can't answer that, so don't trust our understanding, like trust God's. But when you don't know what he's doing, that's quite scary.
That's where it's a faith though. It's not science. It's
Tune into episode 2, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our generation is one that searches for purpose quite a lot. And I think that that's not coincidental that we're also the generation that has had such a massive increase in the percentage of people who are believing in faith and particularly coming to believe in God. And do you think there's a reason for the fact that our generation is one that wants to find their purpose and what they're supposed to be doing beyond the fact that that's just human nature?
I think there's so much out there now, and everyone I for one struggle with what to believe. It's like, especially with sounding like my mum here, like the news, like what can you believe? And so it's kind of like all you see really is bad things happening, and I think kind of makes everyone a bit down and depressed. And I feel like having a faith and that can help and kind of shed some light on a very weird perspective.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just think everything's a bit crazy right now. So I feel like having something that you know to be certain and true is helpful.
Yeah.
I find it helpful anyway.
You said that you found my dungarees really threw me. Like halfway down
I saw
here.
them fall down.
What's going on? You said that you struggle to believe in things. How did you end up believing in Jesus? And did you look at any other religions before making the decision to become a Christian?
Oh, so I'm going to answer the second question first. I'm in the middle of a book called Seeking Allah, Finding Jesus.
Weren't you in the middle of that like 6 months ago?
Shut up. It's one of those books that I'm really struggling. I'm struggling to finish it because it's not one of those books that I do need to just sit down and finish it, but I just haven't done. It's one of those things where I'm like, so many people revert back to, or come to Christianity. Like, how does it make sense for so many people who have been of other faiths to come to Christianity, but you don't really find many Christians that go to other faiths? So to me, that's one of the things that kind of puts it into perspective of like, actually, this is it. But then also but also,
how did you end up believing in Jesus? Because you said you struggled to believe in things.
I grew up with it. So to me, it was like what was always known. And then I was like, no, I actually don't like... I think most of it was a rebellion against my parents, but we don't talk about that.
We've all been there.
Yeah, have we though?
I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes me feel better about myself. Thanks, guys. Validation. But I've seen so much that I can't put to anything else. Like, it sounds really ridiculous and very out of this world, but I there's just some, like, okay, so many people that I know have been healed of crazy things, or like things have happened in very unscientific ways, and it's like I can't really justify that to anything else. And like, also I find that I have like much more peace and I feel calmer, and generally I'm a better person with knowing Jesus, as opposed to going my own way, living life how I want it. So yeah, that's me anyway.
Fair.
Don't know about other people.
Other people, the one person who's in it. How did I come to believe in Jesus? Pretty similar to you, I think, in terms of things happened that I couldn't attribute to anything else. But also I went away in that same rebellion thing and following pretty traumatic things happening in my life. And then at the lowest moment was like, God, if you exist, do something. Yeah. So it was kind of just the rebellion against Jesus as well.
I feel like it is a lot of that though. People just are so down, and then they're like, God, if you're real, do something. And he does, and people are like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, then I was like,
what is this? Yeah.
So that whole time that I was being really mad at you, you were actually with me the whole time. Oh, my bad.
Sorry.
But I still went on a thing of, I like facts. I'm a big fact person. So I went on my way to disprove that Jesus was real by figuring out, okay, where did he die? Where did this happen? Where did that happen? So much cross-referencing. I honestly think I could have written a book, the amount of work I did.
You should.
I should have.
You should.
Maybe
that could be your
fourth
business.
I will.
She'll be an author as well.
But yeah, accidentally, whilst I was trying to disprove God's existence, I decided that he did actually exist in it, Yeah, I was like, damn.
What was the biggest fact for you?
Whew, what question? That his body wasn't there. I think that's never been explained. All the other major religions, there is a body, or there were ashes. They were found, or they were moved. There are bones and there's DNA. Jesus's body was never found. So I think alongside the fact that historically, a lot of historians will admit that he existed and that he was a man who was alive, etc. We already have that fact, so that's something that they can't disprove. So then where has the body gone?
Yeah,
because everyone else has a body or has something to show that's where it was. It's not there. And then when I looked into more things, I was like, these things, like they found tons and tons of like chariots and spears and wreckage at the bottom of the Red Sea.
Yeah.
How did it get there?
Yeah.
I mean, the story of how it got there is crazy. Unbelievable, almost. But I don't see that there's much difference in choosing to believe in Jesus and choosing to get in a plane and believe that this tin can is going to put me in the sky and put me in another country. Like, I think both things require faith, and that we take a lot of steps of faith in our life every single day. So if I'm going to put my faith in something, then why would I not put it in this? If I can't disprove it, then that kind of means that it must be real. So yeah, that was my thing. So it would have been easier for me if it wasn't real, because then I'd have my Sundays back. I wouldn't have to be nice all the time. I wouldn't have to think about the things that I did.
Nice all the time. She bullies me. They both bully me.
Whoa. Everybody's
Don't bring
catching
me into this.
strays
Wow.
here.
Okay.
Damn. I'm gonna
Sorry,
lead.
he
I'm
was
gonna.
running ahead of me earlier. That
We're
was
tall
you.
girls.
Yeah, it's not our
We're tall
fault.
girls.
That's how we were
Maybe.
made.
And I was made
In God's
short.
image.
But yeah, so people who are my friends, I have had many debates with them about Christianity, and it's something that I love doing because, you know, I'm not trying to convince you of something, but
Yeah.
I just always think if I'm going to write an essay on is the sky blue, then I need to look at all the other colours the sky could be and all the other points of view. So you have to, in order to disprove something, you need to actually know the thing that it is. And something that I find very interesting about some people who are atheists, not everyone, like most of them I've met are so happy to have an open conversation, but there are some who have never looked at any evidence, who've never looked at any text, but are saying this fundamentally isn't true. But how do you know if you haven't looked at the other side? Because I had to look at the other side, and any essay that I've ever done, I look at both sides in order to come to a conclusion. So I think it's interesting that people don't want to. And yeah, that's my 2 cents.
Very big 2 cents.
Very big 2 cents.
Almost £2, maybe. Some might say.
So, Ella, if there was someone who was interested in faith, but scared that they'd lose themselves and the things that they love doing in the process of finding faith of any kind, do you think that's true, firstly? And what would you tell them?
That they'll lose themselves. I think...
That was
Sorry.
it. I thought that was it. Yeah. I'll tell them that they'll lose themselves.
No. I was just repeating. Sorry. Yeah, no, I think that that's almost what happened to me. And I, you know, as I kind of got into faith, I was worried that, you know, all the things that I enjoy doing, you know, I won't be able to have any fun, essentially. But actually, I think through kind of going to church and finding faith and kind of like finding, you know, myself a little bit more, I almost gave up those things willingly because I kind of saw the impact they were having on my life. I think, yes, you know, if you're kind of, you know, truly wanting to kind of like find God, there will be aspects of your life that will, you know, that will change. But actually, I think that it's all in a good way. It's all positive. And actually, I don't think there is any aspect of Christianity that doesn't ultimately kind of make you a better person. Yeah.
Azaria?
I don't think you lose purpose. You find a new purpose. And that purpose is living the life that God wants you to. And I feel like you don't lose yourself. You kind of add bits of yourself, and the bits that you do lose, you don't lose, but the bits that change for the better.
Yeah.
I don't think you'll ever come to a faith as a Christian and be like, oh my goodness, I'm a horrible person.
Yeah.
Or like I think you don't lose yourself. You just change to be I don't know, not necessarily a happier person, but I've been happier since coming back to faith.
Yeah. I think you do become a better person, like for sure. Even in the way.
Sorry.
No, go on.
No, I was gonna say I feel like evolution. It's almost like it's like an evolution, isn't it? You evolve into a different person.
Caterpillar to butterfly.
Oh.
Exactly. Yeah.
Jesus is the butterfly effect.
Yeah.
You should get that on a t-shirt.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Merch. Jesus Wore Birks on the back.
Butterfly effect.
But yeah, I think you do become a better person. I think the person that I was before faith, I know so many people say it, it's such a cliche, but I honestly don't recognise the person I was before that. And I also think in terms of losing yourself and things that you have to give up, when I look at what I was doing before I properly became a Christian, and I think about how it made me feel, was I actually happier then? So for context, your girl used to love a drink a lot. First year, blackout so many nights of Freshers Week, and even beyond that, to the point where my friends actually staged an intervention and were like, Alex, you need to stop drinking. It's drinking like a fish, mate. It was not good. But yeah, when I look at that, I'm just not so inclined to do that now that I've become a Christian. And sure, people are like, oh my gosh, that's so boring, like you don't want to come out with us, blah blah blah. But I used to go out, and was I drinking because I was happy? No, I wasn't happy in myself. I was completely unfulfilled. I was just trying to search for something, some kind of purpose, some kind of meaning, and more than that, trying to feel something, and I just didn't. So to fill that like massive void, I just drank and just did things that didn't make me happy. And I'd wake up the next morning and I wouldn't think, wow, what a happy, fulfilled life I'm leading. I think, oh my gosh, I did that last night. I can't believe that. And I'd just then be more miserable because on top of feeling like shame and embarrassment and guilt, I'd also be hungover, and that was not fun. So I wasn't, and then you just repeat the cycle because that's what you're being told is good. But even when I was in the clubs, I just got loud music. I'm not really aware of my surroundings or what's going on. Like, it wasn't a good time. And then fast forward to, much happened in between, but then becoming a Christian, Old Oats, beer and carols, shout out. What a night.
Yes.
What a night.
I just got the email about it.
Same, shall we go?
Yeah.
Guys.
Girl, I'll see you there.
Potential.
You've got to come up for
It's
it.
a yes.
You've got to come up for
We'll
it.
convince her.
But why am I coming up for 2 hours?
It's not 2 hours. It's like 7 till 11.
Yeah, carols.
Beer.
And then going
soft
home
drinks.
at 11.
Yeah.
3 trains at 11 p.m.
It's worth it.
Stay in Oxford.
It's worth it.
How?
Stay with one of my friends.
You can stay with me.
We'll get you there.
Fine.
I've got friends who live at Christchurch, which is right opposite Old Days. Yeah. Beer and carols. Bring a friend ticket. I'll get your ticket.
Thanks, Queen.
Yeah.
Okay, deal. I'm in. I'll
So-
just pay for the trains.
2 for 10.
50 quid down the train.
It's
fine.
worth it.
I won't open my bank account. What?
God will provide.
Exactly.
You least expect it.
Amen. But Beer and Carols was one of the best nights out that I've had. And I saw all my friends and I took loads of photos and I got to have some drinks responsibly.
Keyword.
Yeah. We drink responsibly around here now. And then I went home and I woke up the next morning and I was like, that's what I did yesterday. That was so much fun.
Yeah.
So I think that's a great example of the fact that you don't really lose yourself. You evolve into better.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
Full circle moment.
Full
I forgot what the
circle.
question was.
Me too. Yeah, another thing that I think a lot of people ask or question is the fact that there are so many people in the world who don't have faith but are super wealthy, super famous, super well known and in the public eye, and they seem to be doing just fine. Do you know what I mean? We have loads of billionaires and I was about to say zillionaires, billionaires and millionaires and world leaders, etc., who don't have any faith and they're just living life and life is good and they're happy. So in that sense, what is the purpose of actually believing in God? If you had everything, do you think that your desire to search for something, i.e.
If you
Jesus,
had
would
everything,
change?
why would you need anything? Like, if you had all the money in the world, I wouldn't be struggling for, like, money. Yeah, I wouldn't be needing anything to kind of not fall back on, but I wouldn't be needing to put a meaning to whatever.
Do you think that's true?
I feel like for me it would be true. Because, I mean, obviously everyone struggles, everyone has their issues, but, like, if you've got everything in the whole world, what else would you need?
No, I do. I get what you're saying. And I think that to an extent, kind of, I guess in terms of, you know, you wouldn't necessarily be kind of like triggered into kind of, you know, searching for purpose and meaning and kind of that stuff. But I think to an extent, you know, you can have everything but still feel like that, you know, and almost it may be, I mean, it didn't Jim Carroll?
Oh, yeah.
You know, the actor?
Yeah.
And he said, or was it Freddie Mercury? Either one. They said, it's a quote, guys, okay, that he said, I wish that everyone in the world could have everything that they ever dreamed of, so they know that that's not the answer.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's kind of my mindset. And I think, you know, if I did have everything in the world, cool, but also, am I satisfied?
Yeah.
Am I fulfilled? You know?
I think that's a big part because obviously a lot of celebrities have spoken about depression and just feeling like they have everything, but it doesn't mean anything. And I think that particularly when you're looking at people like footballers and celebrities generally, something that I always think is that lifestyle and the fame that you have can be so short-lived. And the people who fund your lifestyle, one day they love you, the next day they might hate you. So I feel like God slots into that, because even if everyone in the whole world hates you, he's still going to love you. And we see his love for us in so many ways, obviously the biggest one being the cross. But even if you've done the most terrible, horrible thing, he's still going to look at you and say, you're mine and I love you and I came here and I died for you. So when you lose it all, you still have God. And I think that's the thing with fame and celebrity and money, etc. You can buy everything, you can do everything and spend whatever you want, but when you sit in your house at home alone, what's going through your head and what comes next?
Yeah, it's not permanent, is it?
No.
Yeah.
I feel like it's probably almost harder to not have something to believe in, whatever that something is, when you're a celebrity. Yeah. What do you think?
I reckon that there are some celebrities out there that do have a faith, but they just don't speak openly about it because they're worried they'll get done for. I reckon a lot of celebrities do, to be fair.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, that is true. There are a lot of celebrities that I didn't know were Christian until I did some deep dives. Yeah.
100%.
And then I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
But I guess it also depends on how they made their money, how they got their following.
Yeah.
Because if you know that you're going to lose 50% of your following from doing that.
Yeah.
But then I guess on the flip side, there's the whole thing of, deny me now, I'll deny you in heaven. So I guess it's like...
Yeah. But then, people have a lot of instant gratification now. It's kind of weird. I mean, to me it is anyway, to kind of have that, I'm going to meet Jesus one day. He's going to, judge me for everything I do right now. It doesn't feel real. I'm not thinking that far in the future.
Yeah.
I'm 22. I do not...
Don't even think about tomorrow.
Well, maybe not tomorrow, but 2 years. I feel like a lot of... Yeah, it's one of those things, I think.
I feel like when you think about it for a long time, it can be scary.
Yeah.
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 Obviously think about it sometimes.
I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, though.
No.
You know?
Yeah, I feel like if the idea of
scare you a
someone
little bit.
judging you for every single thing that you've ever done in your life didn't scare you, there'd be something wrong with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are right.
Yeah.
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 I just deep down, I was like, yeah, actually.
But yeah, I think that does lead us to kind of be better in ourselves and do better things and want to help people. And that's the thing, it's kind of helping people when no one's looking.
Yeah.
You know, because actually someone's always watching,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a little bit of myth busting. What is one cliche that people have about Christians that you wish were true?
Were true?
Yeah.
That Christians are happy.
Ooh. I love that one. Unpack.
I feel like a lot of people see Christians as happy people, they got their lives together. That's not true.
Facts.
Stuff happens behind doors that you wouldn't even know. I wish we were all happy.
Yep.
But we're not.
Yeah.
Newsflash. Sorry, guys.
No, it's so real.
But then having that faith does make you happier because you've got something to believe in. You know that it's not the end of the world. You've got something that will kind of help it make better. You've got there is a plan. Everything happens for a purpose or a meaning, and the bad thing will help you later on in life.
Yeah.
How that is, couldn't tell you, but yeah.
Yeah. I like that.
It's a really hard question, and that was such a good answer.
Do you want me to go?
Yeah. Bit of inspiration.
So mine kind of follows on from yours. So that actually works.
Oh,
because in terms of happiness, there are so many people in the Bible that I didn't realise were actually just not happy.
Like who?
So, okay, since you've asked.
Examples.
Job.
Yes.
If anyone knows the story of Job, God put my guy through it. Oh my life. I remember when I first came back to faith, I was like, let me read a bit of Mark. Not too long. Lovely. Loved it.
Delightful.
Look at what God did. Big up, man like JC. Next, flipped over to Psalms. Love this. David singing his heart out. God is good. Blah, 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 blah. Amazing. Then I thought, oh, what's near Psalms? Job. Let me read that. That looks interesting. Fun. Not fun at all. He lost his family. He lost his friends. I'm pretty sure he's lost his wife, didn't he? He lost all his animals. He basically lost everything. He had nothing. And he's just there and not cursing God. And I was like, huh?
Takes a lot.
This is the level of obedience I'm expected to get to? Pardon? I was like, if I lost my favourite shoes, I'd be mad. Like, what do you mean? Like, you lost all of your kids. And then obviously the story does have a happy ending. He gets everything back. It's good. If it's not good, then it's not God, because he's not done with you yet. Song moment. I'm not going to sing because I can't. It's not one of my talents. But I think reading things like that made me realise that one of the myths that I used to have was, oh, once you're a Christian, nothing bad happens. And that is not true. Yeah.
We're really selling Christianity, aren't we, guys?
I mean, it gets... The good thing is that even in the bad, you can still praise God.
Yeah.
And that is, I think, probably the biggest thing that you can take from Job. And then there was another woman called Ruth who was kind of similar, and that whole thing was about faith. And she lost things, and then she had faith that God could restore what she'd lost, and then it was restored. So I guess the main thing is, obviously we don't go into things thinking, oh, if this is bad, then God's just going to give it back to me. But even when things are bad, yes, you can be angry at God. Yes, you can tell him, I'm so upset. I don't understand why this is happening. We're only humans, and he doesn't expect us to just be like, oh, you just killed my whole family. Love you. But we can still find meaning in it, either at the time or in the end. But we can still say, you're good.
Yeah. It might be hard. But
Definitely is hard. Definitely is hard. The strength of Job.
I feel like mine is kind of just the same as yours. I'm trying to think, like, when I kind of came into faith, what I thought was going to happen versus what actually happened. And yeah, things still went wrong. I'm still sad sometimes. But ultimately, I think I have a much more positive outlook on that. I feel like I'm not answering the question.
I feel like that's Christianity in a nutshell, to be honest.
Yeah. But I and you know, I really do genuinely feel, and I'm not, I really do feel like I actually see the positive in everything. And I do make kind of a conscious effort to try and do that. But actually I feel like it comes more easily to me now to do that.
You're a very positive person.
She
I
always
try.
was. She always was.
Yeah.
But do you think I'm
You
more
wouldn't know.
positive now?
Oh, yeah, you can answer that.
Yeah. Did you see a tangible shift in my
I
attitude?
saw a lot of lifestyle changes.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, you know, the big one.
Yeah. Well, I stopped drinking I've been,
Can't relate.
Hey, you're still allowed to drink. This is one mega
What is
thing
it?
that
The
people
wine
think
at
you can't.
communion every
The
day.
first miracle that Jesus ever did on
Water to
earth was
wine.
turning water into wine.
Yeah.
That does not mean he wanted us to drink like fishes, but we're allowed to enjoy a glass
of Merlot.
every so often.
Yep.
What's-
What was the question? Yeah. I feel like you've become a happy person, I think.
I think
Wow.
so.
You've always been happy, but...
Yeah. I think I appreciate little things and everyday things more. And I really appreciate, even when I'm not enjoying what I'm doing, you know, kind of 3 a.m. on a night shift kind of thing. And I think, oh, I just wish I was home in bed right now. Actually, I think, no, I've been given this time. I need to appreciate it. I'm not going to wish it away because it's such a gift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good outlook to have on life.
What's one cliche that you heard or stereotype that was just completely off that you realised once you became a Christian?
Can I answer?
You can.
I thought that...
Hand up.
No.
Yeah.
That's how we do it around here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, like, similar to you, like, I used to love a little drink and a boogie. I mean, I still love a boogie, but with a soft drink.
Yeah.
Great. And I...
Candy at old dates. Me and you.
Wait, what?
We did candy. The candy dance.
Oh my gosh, that was fantastic.
Yeah.
That was, yeah.
Are we selling it to you,
Top
Azaria?
10 highlights. Yeah.
We are.
I'll teach
She's
it
going to
to
be there.
When is it?
4th of December.
It's my friend's birthday. I can't.
Bring your friend.
No, she's in Wales. Sorry, guys. Not sorry.
Next
That's a
time.
different excuse.
Next time.
Maybe I will, because I'm going up to, where is it, near Liverpool, so.
Yeah,
We'll see.
stop
see.
over in the
Yeah.
way.
Yeah,
You'll go
The
for
road
walks.
trip.
Love it.
we'll be there.
What
Yeah.
was the... Oh.
Yeah. I thought, and I don't know why I thought this, but I just thought, you know, if I kind of made friends at church, we wouldn't be able to go out, we wouldn't be able to have fun, we wouldn't be able to kind of, you know, yeah. I just thought that we wouldn't have anything in common. Because, like, as you said, I think my lifestyle was just very different before I kind of became Christian, well, you know, kind of came back to faith. Yeah. But I was definitely proved wrong. I have so much fun. Like, yeah, it's
Yeah.
great.
A cliche that was just way off. Mine was that every single Christian is just trying to convert you. That anyone who's Christian.
Flashbacks to our housemate.
Oh, yeah.
That girl. Anyways.
I just thought every single person who was Christian who became my friend was just trying to save my soul.
Yeah.
But aggressively.
Oh, some people can do it aggressively.
Some people can, but I realised that there's actually a lot of, like what you said, we have things in common and most people are normal.
Yeah.
Most.
Most.
Keyword.
We have anomalies in every place, so.
Well, no matter where you go, there's always one, isn't there?
Exactly.
I honestly don't have an idea.
That's cool.
I mean, the one that comes to mind is that Christians hate gay people.
Mm.
But then I feel like that is kind of true because not everyone, but some people are very, very anti-gay.
Yes.
And I feel like it's not really a cliche that's not true because some people do.
Yeah.
Even though it shouldn't be true. But I feel like it kind of is.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I think,
Yeah.
yeah. I think if you are a Christian and you read the Bible and you believe in the things that happened in it and you believe that Jesus was of a, you know, character the way that it says that he was, Jesus never hated anyone. So
No.
I think that regardless of your opinion on different people, I don't think that you can lead with hate because that's not the example that you're set. And I do struggle to, I think, connect/empathize with Christians who tell me that they hate what this person is doing because regardless of what their position is on people who are gay, that is like, it's just not right for them to turn around and say, right, I'm gonna just hate you, because say that they are saying, right, what they're doing is a sin and that being gay is a sin. If that is what those people believe, those Christians, I have many things to say on this, but say that's what they're saying, then it's also a sin, if that's what they believe, to turn around and say like, oh, I hate you to your mom, or to steal chewing gum from a store, or to even have a bad thought about somebody else when you walk past them. That is a sin. So if people saying that's a sin are also believing these other things, then every single time you see someone do that, are you also going up to them and saying, I hate you? Because if you're not, then immediately you're flawed.
Yeah. And the thing for me is that, like, to me, Christianity is love. Like, the whole thing about it is just love.
Yeah.
I completely
And
agree.
that's completely the opposite.
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't be hating people because that's not what your faith is about or should be about.
100% agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Covering all the topics today, aren't we?
I mean, that one is definitely one that I'm going to go into more,
Yeah,
I think, in season 2. Because I want to have a whole episode on it, because there's a lot to unpack there. And I think when you talk about church hurt, that is a huge one for a lot of people. And I will say straight up, I don't think that most churches have dealt with
Oh, absolutely.
the LGBTQ plus community
I've
in the
noticed
right
that
way.
in Brighton a lot as well,
Yeah.
considering it's like the gay capital of England.
Yeah.
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 Like, I've never, ever seen any church do anything for it.
Yeah.
And that's like one of the biggest communities there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you doing if not? Yeah, anyways.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So we're not ignoring the topic, guys. We're going to go into it in depth and detail next season.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Maybe we'll bring these guys back.
Who knows?
But, I mean, I guess we kind of covered what do you think makes these stereotypes stick around even when they don't match real life experience.
I think in general stereotypes just stick,
Yeah.
don't they? Like people love to kind of put people in a box, and with kind of any group, I think it's almost human nature to kind of have like an us them mentality. And if you're not part of a group, then they're kind of them, they're over there, and you tend to kind of create, you know, stereotypes and prejudices about, you know, that group. And I
Yeah.
just think it's difficult if people aren't kind of willing to open themselves up to actually experiencing it and kind of seeing what it's truly about, then actually the stereotypes will just kind of stick around. I don't think
I think nowadays with social media, it's easy for anything to stick,
Yeah.
whether or not it's true. And I feel like that's what can create a lot of misconceptions about it. Because if one person says something, it goes viral. That's the truth.
Yeah.
That's the law.
Yeah.
And I think that, like, now that's probably one of the biggest ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not
I
that
think
social media is bad, guys. That's what I'm saying.
social media, lack of communication with other groups. And I think for me, that was actually one of the biggest driving forces for me wanting to start this podcast, was to have a space where we could just have open conversations with no question off limits about big topics. Because for a lot of people, unfortunately, it is often the super anti-gay Christians who are the loudest on social media. So if people who aren't Christian are having their first and potentially only interaction with a Christian person being someone who's telling them that they're hated and they're going to go to hell and that their life is terrible, then of course these misconceptions are going to stick around when there are a lot of people who do love them. So yeah. And I was having a conversation with my friend, this is a different topic, the other week, she's on her year abroad, so shout out Angela, but about what things made us believe in God, which obviously we've spoken about. But then I asked her the flip side, is there anything that could happen or that you could be told that would make you stop believing in God?
I think for me, you know, I'm still kind of, I mean, you know, faith is a journey in general. I'm obviously kind of just walking down the path on that road. But I think that it gets to a point where you kind of, you know, as we kind of spoke about earlier, you're kind of believing beyond reasonable doubt. You know, you go to lengths to, you know, research it, to, you know, see if you can disprove it. And there's almost kind of a point where things just shift. And, you know, yes, you know, you kind of, people suffer, you know, tragedies in life, which I know really can kind of like shake faith. But for me, at this point, I think, you know, I'm kind of at the point where, yes, you know, I believe beyond reasonable doubt. I think there's not much that could happen to kind of like shake that. And I think that actually, you know, when things do go wrong, it is kind of God that I turn to rather than turning away from him.
I think so. I went through my little faith blip, and even though I didn't want to believe, I always did believe, because, like, as I said, like, there is some, I just couldn't not justify it. Like, in the back, like, I always knew that there was a God, there was Jesus. Like, to me, that was always true. I just didn't want to believe it, and I think that's made it easier coming back. And I think some people will feel very differently to me, but for me, there is nothing really that could make, because even though I didn't want to believe it, I still did. I don't know why, I don't know how, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles.
Yeah. Fair.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like if anything bad was to happen, I'd kind of like that knowledge that there is something behind it, like it's shaping me for something in the future. I don't know what. Like that really helps. Like my dad's got me listening to all these podcasts, and it's about people who have
Listen to Jesus Wore Birks.
listened to Jesus Wore Birks, but no, not this podcast. But it's basically this guy talking to people who have done like massive people, not physically, but like really, really impressive people, and they have bad things happen to them, and they like before they even believed in Jesus, and that's what then brings them to faith. Like I feel like it's some like for me, it's just one of those things where I can justify or like put a meaning behind it, even though I don't want it to be happening.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's anything that could stop me believing.
Fair.
Do you?
No, actually. I think I've seen my life on the side without Jesus and seen it on the side with him. And even with the bad things happening, there's good that comes on the other side of it.
Yeah.
And there's also, for me, a peace in the middle of really rubbish things happening that doesn't make sense. So I know that that can only be from him. So having done the two sides of the coin, I'm like, I want to stay on the Jesus side because it's safer, it's better, it's nicer. Yeah. So I think unless he himself came down and said, no, I'm not real, but then that kind of defeats.
You're kind of
You get the vibe.
Yeah.
The answer's no. Do you ever feel like questioning your faith makes your faith stronger, or does it sometimes make you feel more anxious?
I do think that questioning it makes it stronger, and as much as kind of, yes, I don't think I would ever fully turn my back on faith. I think, it kind of ebbs and flows, and there are periods where I feel like my relationship with God is so strong, I'm right there. There are definitely periods where I feel kind of like I'm a little bit more removed, even though I still walk in my faith. But I think that it's almost kind of then every time I come back, it's stronger and stronger, and I think if you didn't it almost wouldn't be natural not to question things. I feel like our minds are, we're like naturally curious as humans, so I think it's very normal to kind of question things and query things, and it's almost like if you were kind of learning a new subject at school, if you didn't ask questions, you wouldn't kind of have a strong understanding of it. So, that's kind of my impression.
Yeah.
I feel like questioning your faith makes it stronger because it leads you to answers. Those answers might not be what you want to hear, but it gives you answers, and therefore you can delve into things deeper in a different way. Obviously, it can create more fear because the answers might be quite scary or not what you want to hear, but ultimately it makes it stronger because it gives you a deeper knowledge and understanding of God and Jesus and the Holy Spirit, and like why things happened. Not why, but like things happened, and then it depends on how you question it, but to me it makes it stronger because it gives me a better knowledge and understanding of who they were or who Jesus was as a person, and who like kind of not the personality, but like the personality.
No, I agree. I think questioning your faith is something that I would encourage everyone to do. On a personal level, I stepped away from faith because I couldn't ask the questions that I wanted to ask, which meant that I just bottled everything up and then had all these unanswered questions, and I just decided, okay, none of my questions have been answered, I haven't asked them, and they're not real, therefore. Then when I came back and asked all my questions to so many people, but mainly this amazing woman called Jodie, so shout out Jodie. But when I came back and asked all these questions, it wasn't necessarily, okay, why did this happen? And then you get an answer straight away, but it's maybe go and look at this in the Bible or go and watch this YouTube video. And through that, I was able to find my own answers with guidance, which meant that then I realised, okay, now this makes sense.
Yeah.
I think if you don't question something, how do you know it's real?
Yeah.
And I think, and then just a fun question to kind of end.
The smile on your face makes me very
I'm just
uncomfortable.
having an amazing time with my friends. What is the most... Okay, so number 1, the Bible story you think is the most unbelievable. You don't have to explain why, you can just tell me one. And number 2, if you could go back to a Bible story and be in it, which one would you want to be in?
I mean, Esther is an icon. Would
Big up.
love to meet the woman.
For such a time as this.
Yeah, exactly. When I was younger, I wanted to be her. I was like, yes, please. Obviously, very, very happy I was not.
That's what I should have read instead of Job, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saving her people. No, you got the depression one. She's an icon.
Yeah.
Would love to meet her.
So would you go back to her?
I would absolutely go back to her.
Fair.
Yeah. Could be her, but
Yeah.
I would be her, not could be her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd go back to Esther.
Ella.
Love it. I feel like mine's so basic, but Noah's Ark.
I was going to say no.
Were you?
Wait, unbelievable, or you go back to
I'd
it?
go back.
I'd go back.
Because all the animals, koala, I'd like cuddle them all, stroke them all.
I want to know how they didn't fight. I just want to be a fly on the
Maybe
wall. I don't
Noah
actually
built
want to be a fly,
cages.
but I want to be there to see what happened. Because how are you putting a lion and a tiger together?
Yeah.
King of the jungle and like wannabe king of the jungle, and you're telling me there wasn't a brawl.
Wait, which
and they
one do you
managed
think
to
is the king of the jungle?
the lion?
Yeah, but tigers are bigger.
They're
I
lit-
think tigers over lions.
Do tigers not... What? Tigers
No.
over lions?
Ella, lions are kings of the jungle.
They
Like,
don't live in the
factually.
jungle. They don't. Lions don't
This
live in
is
the
a fact.
jungle.
Isn't there that song
Do you
that's
know
like,
what?
I'm the
Who's
king of the jungle,
jungle?
the jungle VIP. I've reached the top.
No,
and
but that's
had to
from the
stop.
Jungle Book.
That's the orangutan.
Yeah, in the Jungle Book. But you know, the Lion King was gonna be called King of the Jungle, and then they realised I'm the king of the
The orangutan is the new king of the jungle.
Yeah,
Damn.
the big orangutan.
Okay.
You heard it
Well-
here. Alex has changed the game.
Yeah.
Thank you both for being
Obviously,
here.
Disney did it wrong. Get
For
Alex in
unpacking some pretty big concepts. Minus who the king of the jungle is. I think it's the lion still, even though they don't live in the jungle, so you let us know what you think. But yeah, I feel like we've probably found as many new questions as answers, especially in the last 30 seconds, but that's kind of the point. So if you're listening in, do like, comment, subscribe, let us know what faith, meaning and purpose mean to you.
Questions without limits.
Answers without judgment.
Thank you for joining the conversation. See you next week. Bye.